For chef and restaurant owner Jun Deku, the pandemic has been filled with challenges. First, lockdowns that shut down dining rooms, and now this.
We've never seen this before, to be honest.
Koo is struggling to find enough workers to staff his 4 Sydney restaurants.
Most of my restaurants we only open half of the restaurants. Like if they're 2 stories, I only open 1 story, so that we can still maintain the quality of the food, the service and everything, so that the customer still gets a good experience for what they came for.
That sentiment is shared right across several sectors of Australia's economy, which normally rely on skilled and holiday visa holders. In the 2 years before the pandemic, the government estimates that Australia averaged about 110,000 skilled migrants who helped to fill a variety of jobs across the employment spectrum. That doesn't include the hundreds of thousands of international students shut out of the country for much of the pandemic who also helped to fill temporary jobs. Australia's tourism industry is also facing a worker shortage, but the biggest obstacle remains the closure of the country's international borders.
I guess what makes this particular crisis different from any other in tourism history is really the dominant role of governments all around the world in setting the agenda, closing borders, establishing quarantine, deciding who can and who can't go in.
Australia is slowly opening those borders, most recently to vaccinated visitors from South Korea and Japan. The question that remains is whether the country that attracted more than 9 million overseas visitors before the pandemic is still an attractive destination.
We like to be depicted as a sort of happy-go-lucky, friendly country, and yet we've got all these rules which says, wear a mask here, you can't do this, can't come into a restaurant unless you're double vaxxed.
Some experts believe those rules that served Australia well during the pandemic will now hurt its ability to lure the tourists and skilled migrants that so many businesses here desperately need.